Hey everybody, Steve here, and today we are going to replace the head unit, double din stereo, and all four speakers in this 2002 Buick Regal. This is what the speakers sound like now. So that's what the front speakers sound like. And the rear speakers sound like that. All right, so if you're intimidated about doing your own stereo, you shouldn't be. 20 years ago it was hard, but now it's pretty easy. So as for the components that we're going to install into this car, we've got this Pioneer double din, speakers for the front, speakers for the back, tweeter speakers if they work, a stereo install kit, some speaker wire if I feel up to it, and then this piece right here is pretty important too. This is what's going to allow you to take a aftermarket stereo system and connect it to an older car. So there's that. So we got the vast majority of this stuff on Amazon. I'll provide links, and then there were a couple items that we got on Walmart. Okay, so if you're intimidated about doing this yourself because you're afraid of the wiring stuff, you really shouldn't be. These little connector kits make the wiring process much easier than it used to be a long time ago. And really the hardest part is essentially just getting to where you want to get. Taking the door panel off or taking, this piece off right here is a little bit on the difficult side, but with a little bit of patience, anybody can do it. If we analyze what we have to take off here, we have to take off this massive black piece right here. And if you notice, the black piece is kind of tucked under some of these other things. I mean, with a quick look, we're probably gonna end up removing that piece right there. We've got to pop the glove compartment down. We're gonna take the steering wheel, we're gonna put it in its most downward position. And basically, we're just gonna go for it. So this is a pretty basic tools proposition. Standard, probably get by with a Phillips head, a slot head. I believe this has got a couple of places where you'll need a star or torque screwdriver as well. And then, they've got those panel removers. I don't have a panel remover here. I'm at my father-in-law's house. So I'm just going to use this as my panel remover. All right, so starting way over here on the passenger side, I said that I was going to go after this one first. I actually have to get this guy first, and he's just a matter of pulling him out like that. You can see the clips. They're metal clips. They're pretty persistent. This guy right here is just a matter of, basically I used the tool, and I shoved it in there, and I went like this once, twice, and then what happened was it lifted it up and out, and you can see what it's hanging on. It hangs on these two guys, so you've got to basically come up. You basically have to come up and out. So that's that piece right there. You can see we've got, this is our attack victim right here, and as you can see, right here we're going to need a Phillips head to get them off from here. So that's why you don't just want to go tearing or ripping apart stuff, because you just never know what it might be attached to. So I'm gonna go after this guy right here and then figure out what's next. All right, so here's how this is gonna go. Hard to do this with one hand, but I'm basically gonna just kind of come right here, put my tool in there and pry it out to get the first two snaps, which I've already done. And then I'll move it a little bit further down and see how that just kind of, you just gotta be careful. I also took this and I shoved it in here and I pulled the lower part away as well that's already clicked so that I could get access to the higher parts, because you can see the higher part is tucked underneath the lower part. So anytime you've got something that's behind something else, you need to get the thing in the front at least loose, but more specifically out of your way. Like, we're going to jump over to the driver's side and I'll show you this piece right here. Might be the same thing. All right, so if you determine that something's in your way, get it out of your way like that. Just that side, and you hear them clicking. Look at that, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Because now it's just going to be a matter of pulling this one, put the steering wheel all the way down, and now this whole piece. This is, wow, one-handed, man. For your viewing pleasure. There we go. There it comes. I'm just going to pull this. I need both hands, but I'm just going to pull this whole, see how it's all shaking? We're so close. It's just a matter of pulling this big piece out. I'll be right back. With 2 hands. It's not hard. And this whole baby comes right out. Like so. And we're left. And we're left with this. Look at that. We're there. All we need to do is that little guy right there, that little guy right there, and we're in. And with those 2 screws out, it goes boom, like this. Boom. And now I gotta figure out what the deal is with the wiring in the back. All right, I'm gonna disconnect that guy right there, and hopefully he'll go into our aftermarket thing that we purchased, and it'll be super, super, super simple. So we got this stereo connector for General Motors between 1994 and 05, and it says Buick on it, and then on the back it says Buick Regal 95 to 04, and this is a Buick Regal. Here you go. I got a videographer now, so check it out. Check it out. This is the guy we bought for 10 bucks. I'm sure this can only go one way. I see 3 little bumpity bumps up on the top, 2 little bumpity bumps on the bottom. I'm gonna go like this, and oh, look at that. Don't let the wires scare you. Wires are not scary, right, Robbie? Mm-hmm. So check it out. So this is our stereo right here. Now, the thing is that when you buy a stereo, the stereo doesn't know what kind of car it's going into. It doesn't know whether it's going into a Buick or a Chevy or a Maserati. So it comes with a generic little clippy clip thing here. But essentially this is going to go in this like this. And we'll do that much later. All right, so we also bought this kit right here, which has all this stuff in it. But most importantly is this guy right here. All right, so with the kit that we got this guy right here, and he doesn't fit and all this kind of stuff, but you basically got to figure out in your own application, and the book is pretty good at telling you, but you got to break off some of these tabs to make it work for your own application. So we're going to break off that tab right there. So now we're left with this guy. So what we're going to do, this is, I believe,
oh, we still have to break off some of them on this frame right here.
That's right, because we're not going to use. Gonna go in there. The cheap $10 kit that we got didn't line up correctly, so we had to hot glue it. So we got this side done, and we're gonna fix this side now, and we're just popping these guys in there. So now the thought process here is that holds it so that we can do this. I don't want to break it. I so do not want to break it. Hopefully it'll fit in there. All right, and obviously the #1 rule in the world is don't force it. And push this guy way out of the way. Go back to square zero and say, does it fit? Making sure not to mess up the dudes on the side. And
this side is up.
huh?
No.
Now we're gonna have to knock out that metal in the back. It's too long by about a whole ½ inch at least. We got a wall back here. Maybe I can move the wall. All right, so this is in our way. That may or may not be the case, depending on which aftermarket stereo you have, but we're gonna go ahead and cut that out. You ready? You got this? All right, you ready? Okay. You recording? Okay, so we busted out a good portion of the back wall. Now we're gonna see if it fits. Oh, like butter.
Beautiful.
Like butter. So it's gonna sit right like that. All we gotta do is wire everything up. So all we're doing is just a 1-for-1, matching the wire color up to the wire color. And if you want to know why we're using such big wire nuts, it's because we're at Granddaddy's house and we don't have any options. All right, so I got a white with a black stripe and a white with a black stripe. White with a black stripe and white with a black stripe. So all we're gonna do is just every single one of these guys. All right, so we've got confirmation that it works, but we don't trust that it works, so we're not gonna completely put it away. Plus we're letting that glue dry a little bit more. So with that on, we're gonna go after one of the speakers. So go after one of the speakers, we gotta take the whole door off. We kill that. So we're gonna take this little guy off, and there's gonna be two 10mm underneath him. We're gonna take this little guy off. Where is he? Right there. We're gonna take this little triangle off right here, and then we gotta take the whole door off. And we're getting attacked by bees, as if this wasn't hard enough. 10mm. Just get it back there and get your fingers back there, and then it's just a matter of doing it. If you're not sure of if it's a good place to pull or not, then don't pull there. Corners are usually good.
There she goes.
All right, now. But we still got to pop this guy out.
No, but not because I'm going to cut this back off.
Like so. Disconnect him. There's that. He goes there. He goes there. He's going to get shoved through there. And everything moves forward a little bit around the handle.
I was trying to kill stuff.
Alright. We're just stripping the wires inside here so that we can put our new spikers on it. There they are. Now, we need 2 wire nuts. You see the wires right there? Picka! Well, I got a mouthful.
Picka!
I got a mouthful of wire nuts. But man, they really don't give us very much to work with here. All right, so we wire nutted the wires, and now with the wire that came with the speakers, we're going to attach those. And now we have to turn the stereo on and make sure that the speaker works before we button everything down. Okay, it's working. Better than it was, isn't it? I mean, with the car. This is what I... All right, there it is. Window opener shutter, like so. And the door is back on, nice and solid, looking halfway decent. All right, in order to do the rear speakers, you gotta take apart the rear of the car, starting with there's a latch under here somewhere. There's a pull up, there's one, and there's the other one. Woohoo! Take apart the car, take apart the car. Woohoo!
How fun.
Hey, look at that. But now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 big bolts to get out. I think they might be, I don't know how big they are. Look at that. They're 10mm. How lucky for us. Essentially, you can fold this away like that. Fold that away. to get to that hole right there, which is essentially holding this in place. And then this guy comes out, and then there are two more of them. Well, then there's one right there, which we got out. And can you see the black one way down there? All right, so I'm also going to go after these C-pillars right there and right there. Normally, you can get by with using a screwdriver, and we tried and we tried and we tried and we couldn't do it with a screwdriver, so we got this special tool here. This guy right here. So we're going to try this. With the special tool, it is so freaking easy. All right, so there's a black one right down there. We got to get him out too. Here you go. But it's still, that side's coming. Where are you still holding on? All right. And then boom, it comes out easy, just like that. Look at that. Look how easy that was. That was just amazingly easy. Oh, is this the, is that the?
That's the wiring.
All right, so we gotta disconnect the brake light. Like so. You're gonna need a special star bit to get these guys out. So it's just like that, and then 7 more just like it. All right, so it's really way harder than it needs to be in terms of all the stuff you have to remove just to get to the stinking speaker. But that's really it. That's how you get to the stinking speaker right there. So I'm just going to disconnect the connection right there, and then I'll prep the new speaker to go in. Okay, so the first thing I did was compare the new speaker to the old speaker, make sure that they're the same size, and they are. And now it's just a matter of wiring this baby up. Okay, so we got ripped off. These speakers that we bought did not have any speaker wires in them. So we're improvising and making our own speaker wires. All right, so we got this. We made our own. So, all right. That's funny. All right, now we've got to test it, make sure it works. All right, so with plenty of Thanksgiving supervision, as you can tell, there's a 4th one over there too. We've screwed the speakers down, we've run a test run, and now the hard part, putting the car back together again the way we found it. It goes down like that. Like so, and then we got to get one of those black things. There it is. Like so. So now we just got to get this thing back in here without anything coming undone. All right, so I turned that. And I did that one. And I did that one. And now we have to make sure it works before we put everything back together again. Everybody have speakers?
Yep. Or why not just through here?
All right, here we are the next day. The stereo sounds amazing. All 4 speakers sound amazing. Got the car back together again. We ran a little bit late last night after having to make a last-minute trip to Walmart to get some parts to actually make the whole thing happen. And yesterday was Black Friday, so going to Walmart on Black Friday was just no fun whatsoever. But anyhow, she's in. Sounds wonderful. Sounds amazing. Hope you're able to learn something from this video. You know, the bottom line here is do not be intimidated. This is not a hard job. Nowadays, it's very, very easy. You just match the colors of the wires, make sure you get the right wire harness, and it's really not that big of a deal at all. So Lots more videos to come. I'm Steve signing off. Please like, comment, subscribe, and many more videos on the way. See you next time.